Time.
Bombing, ceaseless air raids, a symphony of destruction that shatters every river town in sight. Nipponese progress is slow. They can only advance to the tune of blasting broadsides. Against China's temporary capital. To force the Chinese to retreat or be cut off. Landing parties swarm ashore for a flank attack. The invaders occupy Lion Hill, scene of a desperate Chinese stand. The vital Lunghai Railroad. To open usual scenes filmed under fire, show the hurls a million men into battle. Tanks and guns, the Soviet answer to Japan.
By the thousands, new Japanese reinforcements poured into the Tachang salient to cut off the Chinese in Shapei and Chenju.
Into its second year, Japan.
Their light artillery gets the range and starts its hymn of hate.
The struggle she has yet to win.
From which few return. General Sun Shai-sun. This time the Japanese power drive is past hope. The Chinese troops dig in to sell their lives dearly at bail point or in savage suicide.
For the moment, but the tension remains and may again loose the fury of war on the far eastern front. Way for advancing infantry. These Su Chao is aflame, blazing target for the invaders' guns.
Years old. The general, however, is a veteran of 170 military campaigns. And is worshipped by his soldiers, particularly because he insists on being in the thick of the fighting.
Scenes of the Chinese troops advancing for the counterattack under the protection of their old-fashioned anti-aircraft guns which bark at enemy scout planes. Comes in mighty handy as a camouflage, but the men advancing to repel any further invasion have to take their chances in the open. So they move forward cautiously, never knowing when some messenger of death may come crashing down from the skies. Forward continues with the troops ready to run to cover should the bombing be renewed.
Climax so far of the war in China, Shanghai falls in desolation after weeks of bombardment. But the famous Suicide Battalion fights on, while Movietone's cameraman, Eric Mayle, makes an amazing film record of this nightmare siege. Again and again, Japanese infantry storm the warehouse with rifles and machine guns, but still the Suicide Battalion fights on, its heroism admired by the world.
The soldiers of the heroic Chinese 19th Route Army are shown here retiring to the 12.5-mile zone beyond the borders of the city, while the main body of General Ting Kai's army leaves the fighting zone in an endless stream, screaming Japanese shells, combatants, helpless coolies caught between the fighting lines, their homes gone, their loved ones lost. They are evacuating the area by the thousands.
But he's still pouring into the foreign settlement, fleeing the advancing Japanese in overwhelming, stark terror.
These pictures of war's innocent victims, helpless, homeless.
The Chinese 19th Route Army has retreated. The word spread like a flame of panic, and now there's no stopping the mob.
晴天白日鏡を仕立て、最後の抵抗を試みる信濃800を殲滅せんと、我が陸戦隊8部隊以下断固突撃を敢行。
大戦の最終編、四港倉庫攻略、88市敗残兵800、ここに籠城して最後の抵抗を試みたところであります。降伏か壊滅か、英国警備区域への脱出か、国際審議上重大なポイントは実にここにありました。倉庫の前にある便所風に偽装した統治か、これは戦車よけの鉄柵であります。倉庫から持ち出した繭と小麦の豪華土のう、我が軍はこの木の柵を突き破り、あるいは乗り越え、この穴から突入いたしました。また一部猛射を浴びながらこの陣地に突撃しました。しかも陣地付近一帯には落とし穴が用意されていたのであります。 が脱出した後には作りたてのパン、ミルク、本館などおよそシナ兵の生活とかけ離れた品物が散乱していました。パンは明らかに英国製のものであります。敗残兵が籠城中、疎開内から英国が守備線を通過して多数の物資を供給されていたことは明瞭であります。そうしてこの抜け穴がそのための通路であり、脱出の際の逃げ道でありました。英国兵が散歩しているのが見えます。日本軍は外国権益に対しては戦略的の不便を忍んでまでもその保護をしてまいりました。しかし思考倉庫事件をはじめ第三国の態度は必ずしも中立を守りませんでした。